Located in the southeastern United States, North and South Carolina are two unique states. Both have complicated histories, unique physical geographies, and changeable demographical shifts that have allowed both states to see significant population growth. Let's compare both in the latest State Comparison Series episode. Both North and South Carolina are 2 to 13 colonies, with South Carolina 8 to be admitted into the Union and North Carolina 12. In 1653, Carolina was established as an exclusive colony, later split into North and South Carolina in 1712. The region played a pivotal role in the American Revolution, witnessing key battles like the Battle of Guilford Courthouse in 1781. North Carolina's economy evolved from agrarian beginnings to include industries such as tobacco, textiles, and furniture manufacturing. The state's commitment to education was evident with the establishment of the University of North Carolina in 1789, the first public university in the United States. During the Civil War, North Carolina sided with the Confederacy, enduring significant battles and contributing soldiers to the Southern cause. The state's Reconstruction era was marked by social and economic challenges. In the 20th century, North Carolina experienced a shift towards a more industrialized economy, with Research Triangle Park becoming a hub for technology and research. The Civil Rights Movement brought about changes, and the state played a crucial role in the struggle for racial equality. Initially, South Carolina's economy flourished through rice and indigo cultivation, utilizing enslaved labor, contributing to its prominence in the colonial South. Like North Carolina, the state played a role in the Revolutionary War, hosting significant battles such as the Siege of Charleston in 1780. Post-independence, South Carolina struggled with issues like nullification and tensions over slavery, eventually becoming the first state to secede from the Union in 1860, precipitating the Civil War. The Reconstruction era brought challenges and social upheaval with the emergence of African American political power. The state's agricultural economy transformed, moving from a reliance on plantation crops to diversified agriculture and eventually incorporating industries like textiles. South Carolina witnessed significant milestones in the civil rights movement, with events like the Briggs v. Elliott case leading to the Supreme Court's landmark decision in Brown v. the Board of Education. In the current day, both North and South Carolina are dynamic states, blending a strong agricultural heritage with modern industries. Their vibrant culture, diverse landscapes, and historical significance make it a compelling part of the American story. In today's State Comparison Series episode, we're going to compare both states. The video will focus on both the physical and human geographies. In terms of physical geography, we will review three main factors: geomorphology, meteorology, and ecology, while with human geography, we'll review four main factors: demography, urbanization, economy, and geopolitics. Before we begin, make sure you subscribe to my channel, Our World, Our Planet, Our Home, if you enjoy learning about geography and earth science. Let's get started. Geomorphologically, both North and South Carolinas have varied physical geographies, with each having a coastline in the Atlantic Ocean and more mountainous regions to the north and west. In the eastern half of the state, North Carolina has low elevation, with most of the area being below 1,000 feet. On the immediate coast, the state is made up of a chain of barrier islands known as the Outer Banks, which are mainly made of sand and other sediments. Most of the islands are very thin, being less than a mile wide. Further west in the mainland, the state's elevation begins to rise gradually, and in the western area of the state is the highest elevations, where the Blue Ridge Mountains, a physiographic region in the Appalachians, goes through. In fact, North Carolina is home to Mount Mitchell, the highest peak in the Appalachians at an elevation of 6,684 feet. South Carolina has a similar geomorphological profile to North Carolina in that the eastern half of the state is low and the western half is higher. The state has nearly 200 miles of coastline, aligned with many barrier islands and estuarine areas. Heading west, South Carolina also gradually becomes elevated, as this area is home to the Blue Ridge Mountains. Sassafras Mountain is the highest peak in the state at an elevation of 3,560 feet. One unique geological trait about South Carolina is that it's the most seismically active state on the East Coast, thanks in part to an active interplate fault that runs through the state. Most of the earthquake activity is situated in the Charleston area, and the Charleston earthquake of 1886 was the strongest ever to hit the state and city, leading to 60 deaths and millions of dollars in damage. On to meteorology, both North and South Carolina share considerable similarities, and that both are considered humid subtropical climates with hot and humid summers and cool to mild winters. North Carolina's meteorology is greatly linked to its geomorphology. On the eastern side of the state, the lower elevation and marine influence allow this part of the state to be significantly milder in the winter months. Wintertime storms usually deliver rain here, but westward, the situation can be different. There, the more inland geography allows for less marine influences and for more Arctic air intrusions, and when this combines with moisture, cities such as Raleigh, Durham, Winston-Salem, and Greensboro can get copious amounts of snow. Inland Charlotte can too, but it's further south, so it tends to be a bit milder. The highest elevations in North Carolina receive snow every winter, and some of it can fall out of season, as late as April. In the summer, the lower elevations of the state are usually hot and humid, and during the late summer and fall, hurricanes are a major risk, and sometimes may create high winds and large storm surges which contribute to damage. South Carolina has a similar climate to North Carolina, but since it's further southward and lower in elevation, it's somewhat milder, especially during the winter months. Coastal South Carolina around Charleston and Myrtle Beach see a majority of the year with high temperatures above 70 degrees, except for the winter months, which are usually in the low 60s. Inland, the state sees progressively cooler weather, particularly in the highest elevations. Snow, ice, and sleet can fall statewide in the winter, although it seldom occurs, and when it does, it melts fast on the succeeding days. The fauna and flora of the Carolinas are like each other in that both are within subtropical temperate biomes. North Carolina is known for its extensive forest, including both deciduous and coniferous trees. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park and the Pisgah National Forest are examples of areas with diverse forest ecosystems. In coastal areas, flora includes warm adapted plants such as palms. The state is home to a diverse array of wildlife, ranging from mammals and birds to reptiles, amphibians, and various aquatic species. Some mammals include the white-tailed deer, black bear, the eastern coyote, and the North American river otter, while numerous bird species live statewide, ranging from seabirds to terrestrial ones. Also present are reptilian and amphibian species such as snakes, lizards, turtles, and frogs. Heading to South Carolina, the state is home to extensive forested areas with a mix of pine and hardwood forest. The Congaree National Park, a designated wilderness area, protects one of the largest old-growth bottomland hardwood forests in the United States. Animal species are quite similar to North Carolina, although South Carolina's more southward location allows it to have other species, such as manatees, which are herbivorous sea mammals, and the American alligator, found in coastal estuarine waters of the state. Now let's talk about the human geography of both states, starting with demography. As mentioned, both North and South Carolina have seen considerable population growth in the last few decades. As of 2023, North Carolina has a population of 10.9 million, ranked 9th in the nation, and this has grown from only 8 million in 2000. In terms of the racial makeup, North Carolina is majority white with 60.5%, but has a sizable black population of 20.9%. In terms of population growth, North Carolina has seen it from people moving from other states, for reasons such as cheaper cost of living and the favorable climate, especially for those coming from colder northern states. South Carolina has a 2023 population of nearly 5.4 million, up from 4 million in 2000. Racially, the state is also majority white at 62.1%, but has a higher black population of 24.8%. Like its northern sister state, South Carolina has also seen growth from people moving there from other states, thanks to the same reasons associated with North Carolina. Urbanized areas within both states have notable differences. North Carolina's largest city and metropolitan area is Charlotte, with a city proper population of almost 900,000 and a metropolitan population of 2.7 million. Further north, Raleigh and its neighboring city Durham make up the second largest metropolitan area in the state with around 2.1 million. Other notable cities in the state include Greensboro in the northwestern part of the state, nearby Winston-Salem, Fayetteville in the south central part of the state, and Wilmington, the largest coastal city. North Carolina has an intricate network of highways, including I-95 running north and south through the state, I-40, an interstate that starts in Wilmington and ends in Barstow, California, I-85, and other auxiliary interstates, as well as major U.S. and state highways. South Carolina has overall smaller cities than North Carolina, with coastal Charleston being the largest in population with nearly 154,000. Columbia, the capital of the state, is second with around 131,000, but some of the urbanized areas of the state overlap with neighboring states, and that some of the suburbs of Charlotte, North Carolina, and Augusta, Georgia, are within South Carolina. The state has a well-connected network of interstates, including I-95, which goes through North Carolina too, I-26, which runs from Charleston to Tennessee, I-20, which runs from Florence, South Carolina to Scroggins Draw, Texas, and multiple U.S. and state highways. The economies of both North and South Carolina have evolved significantly. Initially, both states were greatly economically affected by the Civil War, but in the last century, both have seen rising GDPs and per capita incomes. North Carolina has a current GDP of $565 billion and a per capita income of around $58,000 a year. Throughout the 20th century, the state diversified their economy in many ways and has a mix of industries including manufacturing, technology, finance, agriculture, and services. Historically, manufacturing has been a significant contributor to the state's economy, particularly in areas such as textiles, furniture, and tobacco. Charlotte, the largest city in North Carolina, is a major financial center. It is home to the headquarters of several major banks, contributing significantly to the state's economy. The state has a strong presence in education and healthcare, with multiple universities, research institutions, and healthcare facilities, especially in and around Research Triangle, located between Raleigh-Durham and Greensboro. And still today, agriculture plays a crucial role in North Carolina's economy. The state is a leading producer of poultry, pork, and tobacco, among other agricultural products. North Carolina is known for being the headquarters of many well-known companies, including the Bank of America and Wells Fargo, two banking conglomerates based out of Charlotte, Duke Energy, one of the largest electric power holding companies in the United States, Lowe's, a well-known hardware and home improvement franchise, and the VF Corporation, makers of products such as Vans, JanSport backpacks, and the North Face. Heading to South Carolina, the state has a GDP of $226 billion and a per capita income of nearly $54,000 a year. Diversification has happened within the state and has helped promote higher economic output. Manufacturing plays a crucial role in South Carolina's economy. The state is known for its manufacturing industries, including automobiles, aerospace, and textiles. Major companies, particularly in the automotive sector, have established production facilities in the state. Agriculture has been a traditional part of South Carolina's economy. The state produces crops such as soybeans, corn, poultry, and livestock. Being fairly mild throughout the year, tourism is an essential component to the state's economy. South Carolina attracts visitors with its beaches, historic sites, and cultural attractions, contributing significantly to the hospitality and tourism industry. Companies headquartered in South Carolina include Sunoco, a global packaging company providing industrial and consumer packaging solutions, Milliken & Company, a global innovation company with interests in textiles, chemicals, and floor covering, and ScanSource, a leading international distributor of technology products and solutions. In addition, Michelin, a French corporation which makes tires, has its North American headquarters in Greenville. The political landscapes of both North and South Carolina has changed considerably. From the late 19th century to the mid-20th century, Both states were robust Democratic strongholds, but this changed when the Democratic Party began becoming more progressive. Starting in the 1960s, North Carolina began voting for more Republican candidates in the presidential election. Although there were a few times it didn't, such as in the 1976 election between Democrat winner Jimmy Carter and Republican Gerald Ford, and in the 2008 election between Democrat winner Barack Obama and Republican John McCain. Because of those two elections, North Carolina is seen as a possible swing state, and in the 2020 presidential election, Republican Donald Trump beat Democrat Joe Biden by a 1.34% margin. In terms of Congress, North Carolina has two Republican senators, Thom Tillis and Ted Budd, and in the House of Representatives, it's split evenly between Republicans and Democrats. On a state level, North Carolina has a Democrat governor, Roy Cooper, in office since 2017. South Carolina has a changeable and even more intricate political history. Like North Carolina, the state was a Democrat stronghold from the late 19th to the mid-20th century. In the 1948 U.S. presidential election, South Carolina chose third-party Dixiecrat candidate Strom Thurmond for president, with Louisiana, Mississippi, and Alabama, along with one elector from Tennessee. Thurmond went on to become South Carolina's senator from 1956 to 2003, initially as a Democrat and after 1964 a Republican. Since its change to that party, the state has voted for all Republican presidential candidates except in 1976 when its electoral votes went to Carter. In Congress, South Carolina has two Republican senators, Lindsey Graham and Tim Scott, and in the House of Representatives, all but one of the seven are Republicans. On the state level, South Carolina's governor is Republican Henry McMaster, who became governor in 2017 after Nikki Haley, a prospective Republican candidate for the 2024 presidential election, resigned as governor to become ambassador of the UN with the Trump administration. Both North and South Carolina have become commendable southern states, despite the hardships both have gone through. Population projections show that both states will likely see increases with their populations thanks to a productive economy, a cheaper cost of living, changing demographics, and a favorable climate. If you had to choose a Carolina to live in, which one would it be? I'd love to hear your opinion, so leave it in the comment section below. That concludes today's state comparison episode. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed geography and earth science material, please subscribe to my channel, Our World, Our Planet, Our Home. Until next time!